All right, I'm going to show you how to create a database and some tables in SQL Server. So I'm going to start SQL Server Management Studio. It takes a moment to load, especially if you don't have a computer with tons of speed. So we want to create some tables. But before we do that, we need a database to put the tables in. So here over in Object Explorer, here are the databases. But you don't want to create tables in a system database. So often the first thing you need to do is create a database. Just right-click where it says Databases. Click New Database. And really all you need to do is provide a name for the database. So mine's going to be a car dealership, so my name might be something like this. Provide a name here and hit OK to create the database. I've already created this database, so I'm just going to X out. So once you've created that database, you should be able to expand this node and see your database over here. We don't have any tables yet, but that's where they'll go. Now, sometimes when you're creating databases or creating tables in Management Studio, for some reason they don't show up right away over here in Object Explorer. So if you've created a table or something and it's not showing up, just hit this little refresh button here. And then it should definitely show up. All right, so I have my new database, but if I expand it, there aren't any tables in it yet. So whether there are or not, to create a table in this database, expand it, right-click where it says Tables, and hit the Table option. So here's where we'll start adding fields to the table. So I'm just going to add my first field by giving it a field name. Field names, as a rule, should not have spaces in them, and they shouldn't really have special characters, except maybe the underscore. So notice here I've got all letters and an underscore, but no other special characters or spaces. So I'm just going to add a few more fields by naming some more fields down here. So I'm providing field names to add fields to this table. Just add a couple more here. So I basically just added 5 fields to this new table. But when you're creating a table, you need to essentially do 3 things. Add the fields, choose data types, and choose field sizes. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. We've added 5 fields here, but we still need to specify data types for each and possibly field sizes. So up here, I might want to make this a varchar character field. These two will probably be varchars as well. But you can see here, beside each field is where you will choose the data type. And don't try to type your own data type in, just choose from the existing data types that SQL Server allows. So for year, I'm going to make it an integer data type. And for price, I'm going to make it a decimal. But we need field sizes. So they have some defaults, but we probably need to provide our own. So to do that, click the field, and then you'll change the length of the field down here in the properties area. So we choose the data types here, and you can change the length of the field down here if you like. So I'm just going to change a couple links on here just to show you how that's done. So for this one, make it a little shorter. I'm just going to double click where it says length. It'll highlight the existing length, and I'll just change it to what I think should be the length for that field. I'll do that for a couple others here. So that's really the three main steps to creating a table. Specifying the field names, choosing a data type for each field, and choosing a field size for each field. So I'm going to change this as well. The last thing you probably want to do when you're creating a table is specify a primary key field. So I want to show you how to do that in this Management Studio as well. There might be other ways to do it, but one way to do it is to right-click over here to the left of the field that you want to specify. So I'm going to right-click right here, set primary key, and then you can see it's clearly got the primary key for that field for this table. Last thing we're going to do is save this table and give it a name. We've named the database, we've named our fields, but we haven't named the table itself yet. So you can either hit this little disk here, or what I often do is just close this up when I'm done and make sure I hit save and add a table name here. So that's how you create a database and create tables in SQL Server. Just to review, to create a database, right-click here, click New Database, add a name, hit OK. To create a table, you have to kind of drill down, right-click on Tables, and you can create a new table there. There's the table I created, and I can expand it and see what fields are in there.